This is not meant to be an instructional video. We are not professionals. We are just Jeep owners attempting to do maintenance on our own Jeep. We are not responsible for anyone attempting this maintenance on their own.
For today's video, we're going to be doing the first oil change on the JK. It only has just under 2,800 miles on it, but being brand new, I like to change the oil right around the 3,000 mile mark, and we are getting ready to go on a long trip, so I want to put fresh oil in it. What you're looking at is all you need. You'll need 6 quarts. This particular model takes the 5W20. We'll be doing the filter. And as far as tools, all you're going to need is a 24mm socket and a 13mm socket. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to remove this engine cover. Just grab hold of the front, pop it up, pull it straight out. Now that cover's held on in the back right there, those 2 hinge-like things. And then it has 2 mounts up front. One is right there, and the other one is right there. 3 areas we'll be dealing with on the engine. Right there is where we will refill the oil. And coming around to the front of the engine, this is different for me. That's where the oil filter is. Yeah, you put it in above the engine. Every oil filter I've done is screwed in from the bottom. And last but not least, right there is the dipstick. All right, here comes the messiest part of the job. I'm gonna take the drain plug out, let the oil drain. Make sure you have something to catch it in, because it is going to come out at a pretty good rate. I also put trash bag on the floor, because, well, I've made a mess before. Put pressure in till it starts leaking out, and then when it's done, there you go. All right, again, I have never done one of these, so let's see what it is. Now, doesn't appear to be any oil. Let's just be on the safe side. Lift it up. I don't want to get any of this on the alternator, so. Just so you know, when you pull this out, more oil is going to drain down into the oil pan, so make sure that you leave the bolt out and your storage underneath it. Now, this should just pull out. Oh, that was pretty simple. Just for practice. Oh, cool. All right, this is the O-ring here. That's what was on this. All I did was I took a small screwdriver and just slipped it up underneath without doing any damage. I mean, it's hard plastic, but it is plastic, so be careful. And pulled it off. And this will be the new one that's going on. As far as the filters go, except for the thickness here and here, I'm not really seeing too much difference. So this was $5 cheaper than this one, and I change my oil a lot more frequently than most people do, so going with the cheaper filter, I'm not worried about. I'm gonna pop the new O-ring on. Just like that. Make sure it goes in that groove. Then what I'm gonna do is just gonna rub my finger full of oil over it. Just anywhere where it's gonna seal, I just like to make sure it's not going to be a permanent seal. All right, now the filter itself, where it locks in, I'm just gonna put a dab around there too. I don't think there'll be a problem because it's hard plastic, but you know what, better safe than sorry. So then I'm gonna take the filter, and you're gonna wanna hear it pop in when I took it out. Remember how it made that noise? Yeah, that's not falling out at all. And one last spot, the little O-ring up here too. All right, now we're just gonna put it back in. Go hand tight and then tighten it. There you go. Now as far as torquing goes, it's the same with the bolt below, and for this, check your owner's manual. This has had enough time to drain. It's just dripping now. I'm gonna put the plug back in. After you take the plug out, wipe it down, clean it, make sure that it's in good shape. Let's get this little remaining oil off of here. And then tighten it down. Again, check the torque for your particular model. Now to help with the draining, I'd already taken the fill plug out, but when it's in, quarter turn, pull it out. You know, every time I use a funnel, I clean it out before I use it again. As far as oil goes for my vehicle, Chrysler recommends that it meets the requirements for their material standard MS 6395, which the Quaker State here does. All right, so in it goes. Our Jeep takes 6 quarts of oil. We find it a lot easier to just buy one 5-quart jug and then just get a single quart. The nice thing about that is it's easier to put the oil in, and the 5-quart jug becomes useful to hold the used oil when we take it to be recycled. A lot cleaner than the oil that came out. Even though that oil doesn't have much on it. I did check, it was at 67% oil life. Alright, we pull the funnel out, catch any oil that falls, put the cap back on. Alright, we're gonna start it, check for leaks. Alright, there doesn't appear to be any leakage around the filter. And the drain plug is nice and dry too. Alright, so let's check the fluid now. When you first pull it out, always wipe it off. You don't want to get a false reading. Put it back in. Pull it out and read it. It's perfectly full, right where it should be. Let's put the engine cover on. Alright, now I'm gonna line up the 2 back pieces that go on those hinge-like things. Bring it down and push it. There, done. The time comes for you to have an oil change, your Jeep's gonna tell you. Right here in the speedometer, it's gonna tell you that you need an oil change every time you start up. But because I'm changing mine for the first time, and I like to do it at 3,000 miles, the Jeep still thinks there's 67% of oil life left. So, I'm gonna show you how to set that back to 100%, and the same procedure will work if your change oil light comes on. All right, now to reset the change oil light and to reset the oil to 100%, what you gotta do is turn it to on run, not start. And then press the gas pedal 3 times. And shut off. All right, now that should have reset it. Let's see if it does. Menu, 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 down arrow, down arrow. There it is, 100%. Oil life remaining. So that's all you have to do if that light comes on the speedometer side. Just turn the key to on run, not start. Push the accelerator 3 times, turn the key off, it will clear it and it will reset it. There you go. All right, one Jeep Wrangler JK oil change done. By far the easiest oil change I've ever done. And I have done an awful lot of oil changes. As a matter of fact, if we hadn't filmed doing this, this would have been the fastest oil change that I've ever done.
Well, you know, filming takes a while.
Yeah, but we do it for the people, honey.
The people.
You guys out there in YouTube land.
Yes.
And speaking about you guys, if you're going to do this job, check your owner's manual. Not all JK models are the same. They don't all use the same oil from what I understand. They don't use the same filters.
That's just weird.
You would think. But make sure the numbers are right. I'm not even sure if the torque specs are right from year to year to year. So check your owner's manual. It is a simple, easy job to do. But make sure you do it right, especially if it's under warranty. Now with that being said, if you liked what you saw and you learned something, we'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, we'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. That's your way of giving back to us. And if you know someone who would benefit from this video, feel free to send them the link. But until we do something else to this Jeep, the end.